If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
Big trouble indeed, Jose. Big trouble. Yeah. St Johnstone salvage a draw in the end. Um, it's a weird one. Like, obviously you want to win, but at the end of the day, guys, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, as long as we go undefeated in the league, invincible, even if we just, you don't want to draw the last 4 games, you'd rather win them, but it's not the worst. I mean, if this was, a close title fight, so to speak, at this stage, and you drew this game, you would be fucking raging at the referee for the decision. But, in terms of the actual game, the penalties, like the couple of handballs, we've got Scott Wright's one, we've got another one, was it Simpson? And Simpson's the one that gave away the penalty. Probably the least one that was a penalty, being the last one. It's never a penalty. I think the ref just gives it because fuck, I didn't give any of the other ones. Well, he did give one of them, but then the assistant said no. All the other ones you see with VAR down in England and Europa, Champions League, other leagues. Half the time when it hits him in the hand, like, it's so inconsistent. 1 minute, if it's accidental, they'll still give it, but the other, if it's blatant, they won't. It's a disaster. So here, I think if St Johnstone came out of this game with nothing, they would have definitely felt hard done by. So it's probably the fair result in the end. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. I'd rather us draw here than in the cup match, which would go to a replay. So I'd much rather get the draw out the road in this game. But in terms of the actual game, we've already discussed the penalties, don't need to go over them. But yeah, the first half we were pretty shocking, especially the first 10 minutes. Very ropey. There were 7 changes to the team. It was good seeing Tavernier in there. Simpson was in there. McLaughlin was in there. Wright was in there. Roof and Itten, both in there. Hadji was back in, and you could tell it was a team that had changes done to it. But you know what? I'm all for this. Like, the league is just all about going invincible. Bar the Celtic game, this is probably the team you should be going with in the remainder of the league games, which is just 2 more after the day. So I have no problem with the actual team that he picked, but it's kind of like no excuse for how sloppy they were. The first 10 minutes, I was going to say without McLaughlin, but without McLaughlin you've got Alan McGregor, so it probably still would have been 0-0. But yeah, they had an offside goal. It was, I guess it was a good high line for Simpson, but in terms of the first half, man, it was a good ball over the top to Wright, but his touch let him down. I thought Wright was man of the match first half, but realistically, anyone who's come in, who's drafted as a B team player, or a squad player, so to speak, that got a chance this game to impress for the cup match, didn't really. Itten improved second half, so did I'll say so did most players, to be honest. But St Johnstone could have very easily been about 3-0 up in that first half. They had a bunch of free headers as well that McLaughlin just caught. We didn't have that many clear-cut chances. We picked up a lot of sloppy yellow cards, but like I said, the league's done, so sloppy yellow cards, suspensions, not the end of the world. Tavernier played about 60 minutes, so it's good to get him minutes under his belt. And we've seen Aribo, Arfield, Defoe and Bassey come on. Some lovely bit of skill from Bassey at the end to flick it over the guy's head, brother. But yeah, it was kind of just a lackluster performance. Once we got the goal, which was a good goal by Scott Wright, that's what I've been saying about, man, this guy needs to be a bit more clinical in these positions, and he was here. Buried it into the top right hand corner, and then immediately after that gives away a penalty. Then it gets given back as no penalty. The assistant's like, no, big man, I have a bet on 1-0 Rangers. And then at the end I just went, well, you know what, we'll fuck over that decision anyway. But yeah, I'm not too bothered about the draw. Like I say, if we're going to draw one game against them, let it be. But I think Ibrox will have too much for them, Like when we actually play a full strength team, when we get Morelos starting in Kent, it just shows you how much of a miss those two are. Like I say, no one was particularly awful, but you take those two out of our team, it's massive. There is no two ways about it. Just everything about the physical presence, Kent being able to tear about 10 people apart every attack when he wants. You know, but it was Liam Craig who stepped up for the penalty. And yeah, like I said about the penalties earlier, I mean, the fact they had probably two ones that could have been given. If you've been denied like two 50-50 penalties, and you get the third one, which wasn't really a penalty, I guess we'll accept it, man. And anyway, yeah, Scott Wright scored in 55, Davis with the assist, and Jack Simpson with the assist for the penalty. So, yeah. And he also missed a free header as well, but there's not really much more to say in terms of this match. If you leave your thoughts down below, it's all about the cup game, it's all about winning the cup, going invincible, and then moving on. And the European League is no happening. European Super League's no happening, so that's good news. But until next time, peace.